Assalamualaikum, welcome to the part 2 for chapter 6 gravimetric analysis. So in the last video, I already explained a little bit about the procedure for gravimetric analysis. This is starting with the preliminary treatment and then its precipitation of precipitates, and then digestion, titration, drying and igniting, and then we wait and we calculation the amount of precipitate. So in this video, I will explain about preliminary treatment, which is the preparation of the solution. So what is the preliminary treatment? Preliminary treatment is the preparation of the solution that contain the sample. So we need to prepare the sample, we need to eliminate the interference material. The interference material, also known as the impurities. When we produce the solution, sometimes the impurities will be observed in the solution. So what is the purpose of preliminary treatment? So we need to make the adjustment to the solution condition before precipitation. It is to maintain the low solubility of the precipitate. Why we need the low solubility of the precipitate? Because sometimes the precipitate produced in the analysis, it can dissolve back into to become the solution. So how to maintain? We need to maintain the precipitate solubility as low as possible. And the another purpose is to obtain the acceptable precipitate form for filtration. And there are several factors have to be considered in the gravimetric analysis. So what is the factor to be considered as into a preliminary treatment? So we need to adjust the temperature for gravimetric analysis. We need to adjust the sample solution to the necessary pH. Why we need to adjust the solution to the necessary pH? Sometimes the pH will influence the solubility of precipitate. Okay. Why the solubility influence the factor of pH? I will explain in the next slide. Okay, and sometimes pH also will interference. Okay, will influence the interference from any substance. And another factor, if the concentration range, the present and the concentration of other constituent, and the last one is the volume of solution during precipitation. So why pH is the factor? Okay, so pH can influence the solubility of the analyte of the analytical precipitate and possibility of interference from other substance. For example, during the calcium oxalate precipitation, if the calcium oxalate precipitation inside the solution of basic medium, the calcium oxalate, okay, will become the precipitate. And if the solution is the acidic condition, what happens to the calcium oxalate? Calcium oxalate will solute in the acidic condition. So which one is better? So we need to for oxalate, calcium oxalate precipitation, we need to use the medium of base. Okay, so calcium oxalate is solute in basic medium. The reason is the acid at a low pH, oxalate ion can react with proton to become the weak acid, and this weak acid is solute. Okay, that is the reason why we not using the condition of acidic when we doing the analysis for calcium oxalate. And then the volume of solution during precipitation. Solution condition or the volume must be adjusted to maintain the low solubility of the precipitate. If the solution is very high or the excess volume of solution, what happen? It lead the precipitate will be coagulate. So coagulate means sometimes the solution will become the solid state, and coagulate also, that means that condition will produce another condition which is semi-solid state. Semi-solid state is for example the precipitate will disperse into the solution. So next is the temperature. So why the factor of temperature relate with the gravimetric analysis? So the increase the temperature will also increase the solubility of precipitate. And when the solubility of the precipitate increase, the precipitate will be dissolved or coagulate. And when this situation happen, what happened to the precipitate? So precipitate will be hard to filter. So that's all for this part. Thank you.